Namaste, everyone, and welcome to Anchored Light. I'm still here in Florida, so I was able to, carve out some time to be able to serve all of you. And the lesson today is quite interesting. It came about for many reasons. One, I was on the plane on the way here, and I noticed that some people are not very aware of their environment. And there's these two people. They think they're in their living room, and they talk and talk and talk the entire trip. It was like 2 hours something, at least that part of it. And it just brought up a lesson I learned many, many years ago, which is knowing when to open your mouth and knowing when to shut up. And I remember when I was with my teacher many years ago, we went out to dinner with a lot of the students. So it was a big old table, you go to a Chinese restaurant, like a big old table around like this. So the teacher was sitting here. I was next to him. And, it's a social event, understandably. But man, one or two people just kept yakking. I mean, just kept talking and talking. Oh, Master Cho, we did this, we did that. I did this, I did that. Everything's like I, me. And the other person, the same thing. They just keep reinforcing. Oh, yeah, I did this. I'm going, I'm not here to listen to you guys. I'm here to learn from the teacher. And it's just interesting that the same people who talk so much are the same people who like to ask questions. Because they're not listening, they're talking. And it's interesting, as you go through life, you notice that there are people who talk a lot, and usually the people who talk a lot, deep down, don't know as much as the one who just are quiet, observing, and listening. Of course, the part on the plane is more like irritation on my part, because that's my that's like my second home. I travel so much that's my place of inner peace. And I don't talk to anyone. I don't socialize. That's my space. And you have these people who have no concept of space, and they just yak the entire time. Thank God for noise canceling headphones. I mean, literally, it's noise canceling. And then at some point, I was just, okay. I'm being very judgmental. Be kind, be nice. I mean, I didn't say anything. I just sat there and listened for a few minutes. And they talk about nonsense. I mean, things that are useless. Oh, by the way, do you know who's having an affair with someone? You know who's just lost their job? It's like gossip. I'm going, okay. What comes out of your mouth is a reflection of a person's consciousness. True? Then I'm going, again, not trying to be judgmental, just observing. No wonder most people don't have inner peace. They don't have inner peace because they're constantly just generating data without first absorbing information, processing it, and then deciding what and when to say something. So, what is that ancient saying? It's in not only a Chinese proverb, it's in many proverbs that says, an empty can makes noise, not a full one. If you have a can that's empty, clang, 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 it's noisy. A can that's full of liquid, full of whatever, you hit it, there's barely any sound because they're full. So as a metaphor, people who really know a lot, they're quiet, they talk when they need to talk. You know why? They're observing. There's this American saying, read the room. So people who are more refined, they walk in, they look around. Okay, I should talk to this person. I should not talk to this person. When I'm talking to someone, before you open your mouth, you go through the pleasantries. Hi, hello, how are you? And then zip it and just wait. In fact, I remember learning many years ago, if you do an experiment, you're in a conversation with somebody you just meet, ask them how they're doing. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your life. And this person will talk and talk and talk and talk, and you barely say anything. All you do is feeding the right question. At the end of the conversation, statistically, they've shown that people who are in that side of it, they feel like you are a great conversationalist. Even though you said like 10%, they yak the entire 90%. Because people like to talk to who? but themselves. Now, people who are more advanced in many aspects, they're more cultured, they're more educated, they're more heart-oriented, they're more aware of other people and putting other people's well-being ahead of theirs. Hey, how you doing? They talk. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, something didn't go so well. Oh, you just had a raise. Great, fantastic. Tell me more about it. Instead of me, myself, and I all the time. So this proverb, although it's very simple, right? 2 good talkers are not worth 1 good listener. It might be just like a saying, but deep down, there are many, many applications. Number 1, before we open our mouth, if we process first, what comes out is going to be better. In what sense? Going back to what we learned before, what the Buddha taught. Before we say something to someone, what are the questions? Most of you know this. Question number 1, is it true? Most of the time, we fail on that already. We just heard a gossip. Oh, somebody said so-and-so, and you start repeating it to someone without first what? Checking if the facts are true. So let's just say we get through it already. Number 1, is what's going to come out of my mouth is true. Okay, it's true. Second question, is it necessary? Right? Is it true? Okay, let's say it's true. Number 2, is it necessary to open your mouth? So the obvious thing is it relevant? If it's just pure gossip, or let's just say information about someone, but it has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the other person, will not improve your life, will not improve their life, then shut it. You say, yeah, but I'm just sharing. That's exactly the point. You are the soul, the spiritual self. The question is, do we have control over our thoughts? What thoughts are important? What thoughts are not? Number 2, do we have control over our bodies to open your mouth or not open your mouth? Because sometimes people just open their mouth to move air, as in, for nonsense. And they go, I don't have inner peace. Hello, what do you think? So number 1, is it true? Number 2, is it necessary? Number 3, is it kind? So you tell someone, oh man, your shirt is ugly. Okay, first of all, is it true? It might be. Number 2, is it necessary to say anything? Well, it's just you, there's nobody else, and they're just going to go home without being with anyone. So what's the big deal? Why hurt their feelings? But if they're going to go to a formal event and you look at them, they look like, they came out of a, everything came out of a washing machine, everything's wrinkled. You go, is it true that the shirt does not look good? Is it true that it's not appropriate for the occasion he's going to? Yes. Is it necessary for me to say something? Yes, I have to. Otherwise, this person would be embarrassed and somebody actually noticed or whatever. You're looking after them, right? So, is it true? Yes. Is it necessary to say something? Number 3, is it kind? Well, it depends how you say it. If you just say, hey, dude, you look like, whatever explicatives you want to use, you go, okay, that wouldn't be kind. If you say, hey, buddy, you're going to go to this event. I just looked at your shirt. It might not look so good because it's wrinkled and you might want to either change your shirt or whatever because it'll be a reflection of you walking in there not dressed appropriately. So, I don't know, just my opinion. In other words, is it true? Yes. Is it necessary? Something. Number 3, is it kind? That kindness, it depends on how you say it. Some people use truth as a reason to hurt someone. Man, you look like a pile of crap. You're going to go in there, going to make you feel like this, and you go, okay, if it's necessary something, is there a way of saying it kindly? Exactly. So we won't be able to do that until you shut up, listen, observe, and then you go, okay, this is how we say it. I know that sounds very, very simple to a lot of you. On the surface, it is. But oftentimes, when things are in front of us, our mouth just go. That's how you tell a person is becoming more refined. This controls this. Rather than this, then afterwards say, oops, how do I know? I did that a lot in my early years. And a few times the teacher had to correct me, my wife had to correct me, other people have to say, hey, you know, what you say is true, but maybe it was not the right time, the right place to say it. Oops. Make sense? So how we open our mouth, when we open our mouth shows our level of refinement. Now, when it comes to spiritual teachings, it's even more important. When you're in front of your teachers, you're in front of someone you can learn from, or you want to learn from someone, zip it. Number one, it shows respect. Number two, it makes you more receptive. Because if you're not saying anything, you're putting your attention on listening to the person who's teaching you or share something with you, high probability you absorb all of it rather than bits and pieces. For example, have you ever met someone, and I've met a few of them, you're sharing something with them, by the way, you should do this so that you, whatever. You're trying to share something that will be helpful. Every few seconds, the person says, I know, come on, I know. And I'm thinking, if you know, why are you wasting my time? Many years ago, we had one panic healing instructor, and she was like that. She asked me for help. Oh, could you help me with this? I'm not even done with like 10 seconds of it. Okay, step one, you do, I know. And by the time we're done, she must have said, I know, 20 times. And then afterwards, I'm looking at her, she didn't do anything about it. Well, obviously, what she said she knew, she had bits and pieces. So she did not have the congruent information to be able to do something about it. Does that make sense? So if you're ever in front of your spiritual teacher, you're in front of even your financial advisor, zip it. Take it all in, process it, and then open your mouth. That's one of the things, at least I learned when I was with my teacher, Grandmaster Chokok Sui. When we're in the car, I'm driving, I'm quiet. And now and then I say, Master, what do you think of this? And just zip it. And after, let's say I drop him off at wherever I need to drop him off, hotel or wherever he's staying, I'm in the car either with recorder or I'm at home taking notes. So at home, I have I can't even count how many pages of notes. And all of it, I can say, I got because I forced myself to shut up. Just zip it. You see, here's what happens. When your mind, when you're trying to say something, you're in a yang mode. You know, yang, yin. Okay? So I remember many years ago, my teacher said, the teacher is yang, the student is yin. In other words, the teacher is broadcasting, the student is receiving. Now, if the teacher is broadcasting and we're also broadcasting, it goes like this. In other words, the information coming to us is now being disrupted. So if it's being disrupted, not their loss, our loss. Of course, you heard this said before. That's why God gave you 2 ears and only 1 mouth. If you're supposed to talk more, that means you should have 2 mouths and 1 ear. Make sense? So, as we go deeper into the spiritual practice, it's the same thing. When you're meditating or praying, it's very similar, like a metaphor of talking and listening. Some people, this is what they do. Lord God, please do this, please do that, do this for me, do this for that. It's like you're constantly yakking, right? God, do this, God, do that. It's like some people treat God as a cosmic bellhop. The ones who are more spiritually advanced, Lord God, I'm going through this challenge, please, I humbly ask for your help. And you shut up. Why you shut up? So that you can hear the answer. Some people just yak. It's like, okay, here's all I want. And then after that, I feel so much better if I told God. did you kind of wait a little bit for time for God to answer you? So that shows what? That there's so much internal turmoil in the other person. So they just have to get it out. As you spiritually advance, one thing you'll notice is things becomes clear. When things become clear, instead of yak, you go, Lord God, you know what I'm going through. I humbly ask for your wisdom, your guidance, and help. Thank you. Just be quiet, be still. So it's like talking, put out the request, and shut up and wait for the answer. Now, in spiritual practice, it's the same. You do chanting, you do some prayer, you do some mantra, you do this. After we're done, zip it. I remember my sister used to say, people do a lot of chanting, that's good. But oftentimes, after they finish chanting, they just stop and then go about their business. They don't realize, after you finish chanting, that's yang, you have to go to yin mode. In other words, you have to be in a listening mode. Make sense? Listening mode means you stop yakking, stop asking, just be quiet and still. Some people claim they have intuition. Even though intuition is coming in like a sledgehammer on our heads, if we don't empty out our minds, our thoughts, our emotions, and just be in a receptive mode, there's no room. That's why you heard that Taoist story, or there are many versions of it. A student who had a big ego met the teacher. And walking in, he already started saying, "Oh, master, I know this, I know that, I'm here to consult you about this and that," whatever. So the teacher, being very intelligent, very smart, very kind, just very quiet, okay, have a seat. Would you like to have some tea? The student says, yes, sure. The mouth just kept literally vomiting, right? The teacher looked at him, poured tea. First of all, show some respect. You should be pouring tea to the teacher, not the other way around. Okay? But the teacher was kind, very humble. The teacher poured tea. And kept pouring until it overflowed. And the student says, "Oh, master, it's overflowing." He goes, "I know, that is your mind. You cannot learn anything until you first empty it." Oops. You heard the story before, right? That goes with everything in life, including your spiritual practice. You're doing meditation, you do chanting, you do visualization. At some point, there has to be that silence. And going back, tying it all together, as we mentioned before, the sequence or syntax for spiritual development is from chaos and turmoil, you want to go into calmness. From calmness, you want to get into silence. Only through silence and extending and stretching that silence do you get to stillness. When you get to deeper stillness, that's when you have spiritual connection, expansion of consciousness, and oneness. That's it. On a side note, you heard me say this so many times. We go to a family party. I come home, my wife is pissed. She goes, "What's wrong with you? You barely say anything to anyone. You can talk on stage for 4 or 5 days in a row, morning to night, talk all day, but you barely say anything to everyone." Well, I tried to get out of it. I go, "Well, because the food was good." Oh. And then at some point, I don't know if I actually said it or in my head, I go, because they're talking about nonsense. Things are not important. People, after you're done, "Hey, how are your kids? How's life?" The rest of it is like just in between shoving food in their mouth. After that, they chew, and sometimes they keep talking when they're chewing, which is impolite, as you know that. And then before not, I'm sitting there going, let me enjoy this food. So that's that. Very, very simple lesson. 2 good talkers are not worth one good listener. That was just basically a seed thought that I want to share this with you. It applies to our everyday life. It applies to your spiritual practice. it applies to your relationship. That's it. And one thing that you will notice also is the more you practice silence, the more receptive you are to the divine blessings coming through you. Because you're now in a receptive mode. That's it. It's very simple. Now, some people ask, hey, but when you go to this family party, you come home, you don't talk, they talk about nonsense and so on and so on. You're judging them. I go, yeah. In my mind, I'm not interested in the nonsense they're talking about. But I don't tell them, hey, by the way, that's nonsense. They have the right to say whatever they like. It's a free country. I just control what I can control, which is what? My thoughts, my feelings, my words, and my actions. Simple as that. Am I judging them? You see, the word judging, people like to use because they go, they're too sensitive about everything. You're not judging in a negative sense, like, hey, you are wrong, so therefore you go to hell. It's not one of those type judging. It's like judging is simply ascertaining, okay, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate, what is good, what is not good. That's called intelligent evaluation. The problem is people like to attach emotional crap to it. You're judging. I'm evaluating. It's just a different language. If you don't evaluate, you're screwed. You'll be fooled by every person in the world. And you won't get anything done because you're worried about somebody might get offended. So if you're not trying to hurt anyone, and you're very, very careful what you say and how you act, and your intention is not there, that's the best you can do. Otherwise, you might as well lock yourself in the house. Don't think, don't say, don't do anything. You're not judging anything, and then you'll be miserable. That's it. It's interesting. I'm here with Tony Robbins, Date with Destiny, and there was a intervention yesterday, and somehow it came up to be like, oh, I'm offended, or you hurt my feelings. Oh man, Tony just ripped into that guy. It's like, oh, hurt your feelings, huh? That's exactly the problem with this world. Everybody feels like they're gonna be offended by something. Are you that thin-skinned? If every person in the world is that sensitive, nothing gets done. If you have to satisfy everyone, you won't get anything done. So, think about it. People don't wake up every day trying to think of who am I going to hurt today. But sometimes people go through stuff. So sometimes the words are not that nice, so they could be hurtful. You just say, maybe the person had a bad day, so maybe that's why when they talk to me, they were not that loving or not caring, or they're a little harsh. Let it bounce off. Move on with your life. If not, remember what he said earlier, ancient Chinese saying, whoever triggers you controls you. Whoever triggers you controls you. So do you like people manipulating you? Then be sensitive about everything. Then you'd be so busy worrying about everybody else, and you'd be miserable. That's it. People say something to me, I go, whatever. That's my mantra of inner peace. Om, whatever, om. Anyway, person didn't say nice things to me, whatever. Not that important. I'll move on. It is not my existence to please everyone. It's not. My job is to do what I need to do based on what I was taught and do what I can do to serve other people. You don't like it, your problem, not mine. Simple as that. You want to have inner peace? That's how you do it. Make sure your mind, your emotions are clear. You do what you need to do, move forward. Things don't go your way, move forward. Just keep moving on. Keep doing your spiritual practice. That's it. So I hope this helps. Let's do our meditation. We'll do a short one. I apologize, the talk was a little bit long, but that's one of my so-called pet peeves. Is like, oh, it's so irritating when people just yak and yak and yak. that plane ride. I'm going, thank God for noise canceling headphones. The interesting part is, I had headphones on. I was watching a movie, right? Just to kind of get my attention from these two people yakking. They were that loud, I could still hear them. I go, okay, focus on the movie. All right, shall we? Let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly ask for divine light, love, guidance, help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, put your hand like this. Focus on your crown. I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion or the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine willpower. That's my nature. I'm a being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. So be it. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There's only oneness. We are one. Now open your hands in blessing. Imagine the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart, your hands. Imagine the earth being filled with beautiful pink light. From your heart, imagine pink light flowing through your hands, filling up the entire earth. Let's use the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Where there's darkness, let me sow light, sadness, joy. Just be aware of your heart, your hands. Allow the energy of love, peace, forgiveness, hope, and faith, light and joy to just flow through us. Let it fill your home. All the people you love, fill them with this loving energy. Let it spread throughout the city, the country. Let it spread throughout the entire earth. May all be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Just be still. Be aware of your crown. Your crown is filled with so much golden light. Allow the golden light from your crown to just flow down through your hands and fill up the entire earth. Let's say our hearts are one, our souls are one. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. Blessings be to all. Now be aware of your heart, be aware of your crown. Just let the blessings flow through you. Fill the earth with golden light. From the center of the heart of God, through my spirit, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all beings in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, may all beings in every dimension, every direction be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. May all beings be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. May all be healed of any pain, sorrow, or suffering. So be it. May all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. Blessings be to all. So be it. Lower your hands, keep your eyes closed, keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Now imagine a beautiful golden flame just floating above your head. Just look at that beautiful golden flame. The image doesn't have to be clear. It's there. From your heart, gently send a stream of love up, up, from your heart to your throat, to the center of your head. Be still. To your crown, outside of your crown, and into that golden flame. Stay there. Maintain your awareness of that beautiful golden flame. Simultaneously be aware of the inner stillness and the inner peace. And listen. Allow your awareness to just drift into that space in between each Om. Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness. Meditate on that silence, into that nothingness. And just simply let go and let whatever happens, happens. Now. Let go. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly, come back to your body. Just gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing again. Picture the people you love in front of you. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with much happiness, with abundance and prosperity and spiritual oneness. Blessings be to all. So be it. Now be aware of your feet, the base of your spine. Put your golden light down into Mother Earth. And just say, let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings to our beloved Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, thank you. In full faith. So be it. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had a good meditation. So just to kind of apply what you learned in the lesson to the meditation, you notice we're blessing the earth, we're chanting. You notice that? That part is like talking. Now the silence, when you just said be still and then there was no silence, no music, no anything, that's the part where you're listening. Now in Arhatic Yoga, when we do our meditation, that is a lot longer. But here, online, since some of you might think, hey, what happened to the stream? It might be dead air. So I usually do it a minute to 2 minutes the most. But in deeper meditation, you could have that silence 3, 4, 5 minutes or even longer. All right? And I think that's it. Or just a quick announcement. 2 announcements. Number 1, this weekend, I'll be teaching Spiritual Essence of Man, the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, how the Lord's Prayer and the Tree of Life are actually interconnected. If you have a U.S. address, you're around, then you're welcome to join us. Just go to mastercode.org or praniking.com to register for the class. And then our Hattic Yoga retreat for 2025 in Hawaii is officially open. It's going to be at the Hilton Waikoloa. Anyway, the information is there. It's officially open. And right now, it's open. It's just, what happened is the rooms are going very quickly. Normally the rooms are like $400-500 and up per night. And because of the agreement we have with the hotel to help us with the event, they brought it down to 200 something, maximum 300 something. So it's at least $200 to $300 less per room. And they're going pretty fast. So if you are a Hattic practitioner, you're a Hattic Yoga graduate from anywhere in the world, you want to join us, I would highly recommend you register right away. We're getting full. Okay, that's it. Namaste, everyone. And I'll see you in the next Anchor to Light, which will most likely be Wednesday. All right. Namaste. You guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you soon.